Welcome back to our channel, Valuable Coins Hub. These rare states $quarter coins make people rich. Let's find out why don't miss out one of these who know a single coin make you rich. Number 1. Today, we're diving into one of the most breathtaking, most intricate, and most thrilling coins in modern U.S. mint history. The 2013 Mount Rushmore Quarter. And if you think you've seen everything the state and America the beautiful quarter programs have to offer, think again. Because this quarter is different. This is the coin that captured movement, captured history being made. It didn't just show us Mount Rushmore, it showed us how it was built. That alone makes it one of the boldest coin designs ever issued. But there's more. Errors, rare strikes, hidden details. And for those who know what to look for, this coin might just be worth a whole lot more than 25 cents. Let's start with the artwork, because this isn't just a design. It's a story. Released in 2013 as part of the America the Beautiful series, this quarter represents South Dakota's Mount Rushmore National Memorial. But instead of showing the mountain completed, like we've seen in schoolbooks and photos for decades, the mint did something radical. They showed it in progress. On this coin, workers cling to the rock face, hammers in hand, harnesses straining. The faces of Jefferson and Washington aren't pristine and polished. They're rough, mid-carving. It's one of the only U.S. coins that shows a national monument in the middle of becoming itself. Now, that's cool enough on its own. But if you're a collector, if you're a roll hunter, a change checker, or someone who just knows there's more to these coins, this is where the adrenaline kicks in. Because some of these 2013 Mount Rushmore quarters, they came out with errors that can sell for hundreds. One of the most famous is the double die reverse. This is where the striking die shifts ever so slightly between impressions, creating a ghost-like double image. And on this coin, if you look closely, especially at the worker's hands, the hammer, or the details on Washington's face, you might see that doubling. We're talking crisp, defined, high-value doubling, not something soft or blurry. These are serious mint errors, and they've been found in both the Denver and Philadelphia mint coins. So wherever you are in the country, this quarter could be hiding in your change. Then there are clipped planchet errors, where the coin is missing a piece like someone took a bite out of the rim. Combine that with a Mount Rushmore design, and suddenly you've got a visually stunning error that collectors will pay top dollar for. Other valuable variations include off-center strikes, die cracks, and die chips, particularly ones that make the worker's tools or outlines look exaggerated or broken. Some quarters have even been found with extra metal blobs that make it look like there's a third hand holding the hammer. Wild, I know, but totally real. Those unique visual errors can turn a 25-cent coin into a conversation piece worth dozens, sometimes hundreds of dollars. Now let's talk about finishes. The Mount Rushmore design came out in several forms: business strike, your everyday pocket change, satin finish for mint sets, and the crown jewel, proof coins. Especially the 2013 silver proof quarter, which was minted in 90% silver. These proofs have a mirror-like background and frosted, sculpted details that almost jump off the coin. In perfect condition, we're talking PR70 or deep cameo grades. These can be worth far more than their face value, even without errors. But here's the kicker: the design is so bold, so dramatic, and so full of small intricate detail that it's especially prone to flaws during minting. Which means the chances of striking errors, the very things that collectors dream of, are much higher than average. So what should you do? Grab a magnifying glass. Pull out your coin rolls. Check your change. Look closely at the tools, the workers, the outlines of Jefferson and Washington. Check the date. Check the rim. Look for doubling. Look for breaks. Look for anything that doesn't seem quite right. Because trust me, people are still finding 2013 Mount Rushmore quarters with serious value. Some were stashed away in rolls. Others slipped into circulation. And yours could be next. This coin isn't just collectible because of an error or rarity. It's collectible because it tells the truth about how greatness is made, with grit, labor, and vision. This is a coin about becoming, not just being. And that's why it stands out in a sea of quarters, so don't toss this one aside. Not when a common-looking quarter could be worth a surprising amount. Not when you might be holding a one-of-a-kind error. Not when you're holding a tribute to both history and the people who carved it. The original value of this coin when it left the mint was 25 cents, but the story it tells, that's priceless. If this kind of deep dive into hidden coin treasures gets your heart racing like it does mine, then go ahead, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss the next rare find we uncover together. From coins in your pocket to history in your hands, we're just getting started. Number 2, we're talking about the 2004 Florida State Quarter, a coin that millions of people have held, but only a few truly understand. A coin packed with mystery, minting secrets, and rare errors that have turned simple pocket change into collector gold. And if you've got coin rolls at home, if you check your change at the gas station, if you're the type of person who listens to your gut when it says check that quarter again, then you've come to the right place. Because this isn't a coin to overlook. The Florida State Quarter, released in 2004, was part of the iconic 50 State Quarters program, a series that reshaped modern coin collecting and brought history straight into the hands of everyday Americans. But out of all 50, Florida's coin stands out. The reverse design is bold, striking. It features a Spanish galleon sailing the seas, an early 16th century explorer stepping ashore, and in the distance, the Space Shuttle Discovery launching into the sky. This old meets new, past meets future, a tribute to exploration, ambition, and the spirit of Florida itself. But here's where it gets thrilling. Because while millions were minted, not all of them were created equal. And some of these coins, some Florida quarters, are now worth hundreds, even thousands, all because of a few stunning, rare details. Let's start with one of the most exciting finds, the double die reverse. These rare coins show strong doubling on key design elements. We're talking about the ship's rigging, the outline of the explorer's legs, the base of the shuttle, and even the text. In some examples, you can clearly see doubling on the word Florida or the year 2004. If you've got one of those, that's not just a cool coin, that's a potential jackpot. Now let's talk about the spitting horse error, a well-known and highly collectible variety in the state quarters. For the Florida coin, a similar anomaly has appeared. A die crack that runs from the galleon's bow outward, looking almost like a splash or spark shooting from the ship. It's subtle, it's weird, and collectors love it because it tells a story about the coin's life in the minting process. Then there are the clipped planchets. If your Florida quarter has a chunk visibly missing from its edge, like someone took a bite out of it, don't throw it away. That's not damage. That's a mint error. These clipped coins are rare and instantly collectible, especially when the design remains visible. And don't forget off-center strikes. Some 2004 Florida quarters were misaligned when they were struck, shifting the entire design to one side and leaving part of the planchet blank. The more dramatic the shift, the more valuable the coin, especially if the date and state name are still fully visible. But wait, we're not done. There's one version of this coin that very few collectors ever get to see. The 2004 silver-proof Florida Quarter, minted in 90% silver, with frosted designs and mirror-like fields. This coin is a stunner. And if you can find one in perfect PR70 deep cameo condition, you're looking at serious market value. Even more thrilling, some of these silver proofs have been found with strike-through errors, where foreign material was on the die during the minting process, leaving behind a weird and unique impression. These one-of-a-kind mistakes turn a beautiful proof into a one-in-a-million coin. So how do you start finding these treasures? Start simple. Search your change. Grab a magnifying glass and examine every 2004 Florida quarter you come across. Look closely at the galleon, the shuttle, the explorer, and especially the lettering. Check for doubling, cracks, missing metal, and anything that looks off. And don't forget to go through those old coin rolls you've been holding on to, or ask your bank for a box. People are still pulling error Florida quarters from circulation right now. Because this coin isn't just history, it's still out there, waiting to be found. Think about it. A coin that celebrates both Spanish exploration and NASA innovation? That's a rare kind of storytelling. And when that storytelling is paired with a one-of-a-kind minting mistake, now you're not just holding a quarter. You're holding an artifact, a 2004 coin, with an original value of only 25 cents. But depending on what you find, that value could climb far beyond what's printed on the face. And that's the magic of this hobby. That's the thrill that keeps collectors coming back. Because in a world of billions of coins, the rare ones are still out there. If this video helped open your eyes to the hidden value in your change, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap that bell so you never miss another coin deep dive. We've got more stories to uncover, more rare finds to spotlight, and more treasures to hunt, and I'd love for you to be part of the journey. Remember, this quarter left the US Mint with a value of 25 cents. Number 3. This is a coin that echoes through American history, through cannon fire, torn sails, and a young nation's battle to defend its freedom. What you're looking at is the 2013 Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial Quarter. And trust me when I say this. If you're into rare coins, thrilling stories, and hunting down forgotten treasure, don't take your eyes off the screen. Because this quarter holds more than just 25 cents of metal. That it holds a rare combination of artistry, historical weight, and hidden minting secrets that only the most dedicated collectors know to look for. And some of those secrets, they're turning ordinary-looking coins into seriously valuable collectibles. Let's start with the story behind the design. Because this coin doesn't just look powerful. It is. Released in 2013 as part of the America the Beautiful series, the Perry's Victory Quarter commemorates the International Peace Memorial in Put-in-Bay, Ohio. That towering column honors Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry, the young naval commander who led the U.S. to victory in the Battle of Lake Erie during the War of 1812. A win that changed the course of the war and ensured control of the Great Lakes. On the reverse, we see Perry standing tall in the foreground, holding a telescope, with the 352-foot monument behind him. It's solemn, it's bold, and it's full of fine detail, the kind of detail that makes this coin prone to striking errors and visual quirks that serious collectors go crazy for. So here's where it gets exciting. Even though millions of these quarters were minted, some of them are hiding incredible mistakes. And if you know what to look for, you could spot one in your own change jar, bankroll, or coin collection. Let's break it down. First, we have the holy grail of modern coin errors, the double die. With this coin, some doubling has been spotted on the reverse, especially around Perry's arm, the folds of his coat, and even in the detailing of the monument itself. Check for shadow-like lines that suggest doubling. If it looks like a second outline behind the figure, that's not your eyes playing tricks. That could be a high-value error, and those have fetched hundreds of dollars in strong grades. Next, you want to examine the date and mint mark. Some 2013 D and 2013 P versions have shown repunched mint marks, where the D or P appears twice, slightly offset. It's subtle, but under a loupe, it's obvious, and that kind of variety instantly makes the coin far more collectible. Then there are the die cracks and chips. These are small raised lines or blobs of metal that weren't part of the original design. On the Perry's Victory Quarter, collectors have found chips around the telescope, cracks along the edge of the monument, and even blobs near the base of Perry's boots. These errors can be dramatic or tiny, but either way, they're valuable because they make your coin one-of-a-kind. One rare error that's shocked collectors is the capped die strike. This is when a coin was struck with a die that had something stuck to it, like grease or another coin. The result? A quarter with a ghost-like or barely there image. Some Perry's Victory Quarters struck this way look eerily smooth on one side. If you ever see a coin where the image seems faded or incomplete, don't toss it. Could be a capped die error worth real money. And if you love visual oddities, look for off-center strikes and clipped planchets. An off-center Perry's Victory Quarter, where the image is shifted dramatically to one side, can sell for a lot depending on how severe the misalignment is. A clipped planchet, where a crescent of the coin is missing, can also turn this modern coin into a showpiece. But here's where things really heat up. The 2013 S-proof and silver-proof Perry's Victory Quarters are absolutely stunning, with mirror-like fields and frosted designs. These weren't made for circulation. They came from proof sets sold directly by the US Mint. But if you find one in pristine condition, especially a PR70 Deep Cameo Silver Proof, you're holding a coin that can command strong prices on the secondary market. Even better, some of these proofs have shown minor strike-through errors and die polish lines, adding unique character and even more value. So, what should you do next? Simple. Start searching. Go through your change. Ask your local bank for a box of quarters. Break out your old America the Beautiful sets if you have them. Get yourself a magnifier and start checking those 2013 Perry's Victory Quarters for anything unusual. Anything that stands out. Look for doubling. Look for cracks. Look for faint mint marks, off-center strikes, weird shadows, and missing details. Look for silver proofs with flawless finishes. Because if you find even one of these rare varieties, you've turned an ordinary coin into a collector's prize. This is why we collect. This is why we dig through rolls late at night with a flashlight and a loupe. Because hidden among the billions of coins in circulation, there are stories. There is treasure. There is victory, waiting to be found, and this quarter, this 2013 Perry's Victory coin, it left the mint with a value of only 25 cents. But its true worth might just be priceless. If this video opened your eyes to the hidden value of modern quarters, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and smash that notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into the world of rare and valuable coins. From history to hidden errors, we're just getting started. And you're part of the hunt now. Number 4. This is more than just a coin. It's a bloom frozen in metal, a symbol of pride, history, and beauty. And right now, sitting in wallets, jars, and bank rolls across the country, this quiet little masterpiece might be holding onto a secret, one that could turn 25 cents into something truly valuable. You're looking at the 2002 Mississippi State Quarter, and if you're even thinking about skipping over this coin in your change, stop, don't move, because this quarter might be one of the most underestimated treasures in the entire State Quarter series. And the craziest part, most people have no idea what they're holding. Let's dive into the details and the hidden thrill behind this gorgeous piece of modern American coinage. Released as the 20th coin in the 50 State Quarters program, the Mississippi Quarter was struck in 2002 to honor the Magnolia State. And the design? Simply breathtaking. 2 magnolia blossoms, Mississippi's state flower, in full bloom, framed by elegance, simplicity, and power. You can almost feel the southern heat rising off the metal. The bold lines, the fine floral curves. It's one of the most artistic coins in the entire series. But here's what most collectors don't know. Some of these coins are far from ordinary. Because among the millions minted in Philadelphia and Denver, a handful came out with errors, anomalies, and striking mistakes that launched them into the realm of high-dollar collecting. And yes, some of them are still out there, waiting to be found. Let's start with the double die reverse. Now, this is where it gets thrilling. On certain 2002 Mississippi quarters, collectors have spotted clear doubling on the magnolia petals, leaves, and even on the lettering. Look closely, especially around the word Mississippi and the flower's delicate outline. If you see any doubling, no matter how faint, that's a huge red flag that you've just found a variety worth far more than face value. Next, we've got die chips and die cracks. Tiny raised lumps of metal that weren't meant to be there. Some Mississippi quarters show cracks running across the flower stems or in the center of the petals. Others have die chips that make the leaves look extra thick or distorted. These are minting flaws, yes, but to collectors, they're gold. Every chip or crack makes that coin one of a kind. And then there's the clipped planchet, a dramatic error where a piece of the coin is literally missing. These happen when the metal sheet is punched too close to the edge, and the result? A quarter that looks like someone took a bite out of it. Combine that kind of striking mistake with a beautiful state flower design, and suddenly you have something that collectors will fight over. One of the rarest and most exciting finds is the off-center strike. That's when the coin's design is shifted to one side, leaving part of the image missing and part of the blank planchet exposed. On a coin as artistic and balanced as the Mississippi Quarter, this type of error stands out instantly, and it can be worth big money, especially if the date and state name are still visible. And don't even get me started on the 2002 S-proof quarters. These were never meant for circulation, struck in brilliant mirror-like finishes by the San Francisco Mint. They came in 2 versions, clad and silver. And if you find a silver-proof Mississippi Quarter with a perfect PR70 grade, or even one with a dramatic error like a strike-through or die polishing marks, you could be holding a serious collector's piece. Now, here's where this coin becomes truly special. Unlike other state quarters that depict scenes of battle, industry, or politics, the Mississippi Quarter is all about natural beauty. The magnolia isn't just a flower. It's identity. It's Southern tradition, the stillness and strength. And the U.S. Mint captured that essence so vividly. Even the smallest change to the design, whether intentional or a minting flaw, draws the eye and sets it apart. So what should you be looking for? Here's your quick collector checklist. Look closely at the flower petals and leaves for signs of doubling. Check for die cracks along the stems or rim. Watch for extra metal blobs that look like added leaves. Those are die chips. Inspect the coin's edge for signs of clipping or misalignment. If you've got a proof version, tilt it under light to catch hidden polishing marks or missing frosted areas. And remember, the more dramatic the error, the higher the value. But even minor quirks, especially on a coin this artistically precise, can turn heads at auctions and coin shows. This isn't just collecting. This is treasure hunting. And right now, someone could be holding a rare error Mississippi quarter and not even know it. The State Quarter series created an entire generation of collectors. But coins like the 2002 Mississippi quarter are why so many people stayed collectors. Because they realized that beauty and value can live in the same coin. Sometimes, even in your spare change. So if you've got a jar full of quarters, it's time to start digging. Your magnolia might be worth more than you ever imagined. When this coin was first released, it carried a value of only 25 cents. But for those who know what to look for, that number might be just the beginning. Number 5 and last rare coin, a coin that caused an explosion in the collecting world the moment it was discovered. A coin with a mystery, a twist, and a rare variety so famous. It changed how we look at modern coins forever. You're about to discover the 2004 Wisconsin State Quarter, and trust me, this isn't something you want to overlook, because what lies beneath its friendly farm design has made collectors search feverishly through rolls, drawers, change jars, even vending machine returns, hoping to catch a glimpse of one tiny, game-changing detail. This is the quarter with the extra leaf, and it could be worth hundreds, even thousands, of dollars. Let's set the scene. In 2004, the U.S. Mint released the Wisconsin State Quarter as part of the wildly successful 50 State Quarters program. The design was a tribute to the state's agricultural roots, featuring a proud cow, a wheel of cheese, and a tall stalk of corn. But what collectors didn't know at the time was that not all Wisconsin quarters were created equally, because some of them, mysteriously and without official explanation, came out of the Denver Mint with a surprising variation on that stalk of corn at a little curved mark. A subtle bump, but in the right place at the right angle. That mark transforms the corn husk into something extraordinary. The now infamous extra leaf error, and here's where it gets wild. There isn't just one, there are two known varieties, the high leaf and the low leaf. Each one features an additional leaf at the bottom left of the corn stalk, but in slightly different positions. The high leaf curves up and out, like a proud banner waving. The low leaf hangs downward, more subtle but just as valuable. These errors weren't caught until thousands had already entered circulation. No one knows exactly how or why the extra leaves appeared. Some suspect a damaged or altered die. Others whisper about intentional mischief. But one thing's for sure. If you find one, you're holding a legendary piece of numismatic history. Now, how do you spot them? First, flip over your 2004 Wisconsin quarter. Look just to the left of the corn stalk, near the base where the leaves spread out. There should be two normal leaves curling downward. But if there's a third bump, almost like a spear or curved leaf sticking out from the side, you might be looking at a high or low leaf variety. Use a loupe or magnifying glass. Lighting matters. Tilt it gently to catch shadows. It's subtle, but once you see it, you'll know. Here's a pro tip. These rare varieties were only found on 2004 D quarters. That's right, Denver Mint only. If your coin has a P mint mark from Philadelphia, it's not one of the extra leaf versions. So save yourself some time and focus your hunt on quarters with the D under "In God We Trust." Now, here's the thrilling part. Some of these error coins have sold for over $1,000, even in circulated condition. And in higher grades, MS65 or better, collectors have paid serious money for clean, sharp examples with well-defined leaves. But wait, it gets deeper. There are also minor die chips and cracks that have shown up on some of these Wisconsin quarters. Blobs of metal near the cow's nostrils, on the cheese wheel, or around the corn's leaves. While they don't command the same prices as the famous extra leaf varieties, they're still collectible and desirable among error hunters. So yes, this coin is loaded with potential. And that's why people are still searching for them today. Because while most state quarters are fairly common, this one slipped through the cracks of the minting process and into coin collecting history. It's one of the few modern coins that gained almost mythical status, right alongside the 1999 White AM penny and the 1982 no mint mark Roosevelt dime. But what makes it so addicting, so thrilling, is that it's still out there. You could walk into a gas station, get a quarter and change, and boom, There it is, that little extra leaf, that tiny bump, that secret worth hundreds. So grab your coins. Pull out your change jar. Dig into that pile of old quarters you've been meaning to roll up. Because the 2004 Wisconsin quarter isn't just another coin. It's a hidden treasure, disguised in plain sight. And yes, when it was first released, it carried a value of only 25 cents. But now, it could be the most valuable quarter in your entire collection. If you love this deep dive and want more thrilling stories about rare and valuable US coins, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap that bell icon so you're the first to know when the next hidden gem is revealed. Because in the world of coin collecting, the next treasure might be sitting right there in your pocket, just waiting to be found.